Hello friend, today we are going to find all the stashes in Stalker 2 in the Lesser Zone location. There are 28 stashes in total. There are also many standalone bags or places where you can find ammo, but in this video we will only look at the stashes. So the first one we're going to review is Zhorik's stash. He finds it in an abandoned helicopter. To get the marker on the map, you need to complete the Dangerous Visitors quest. I advise you to complete this quest chain. Here you can find ammo and money. As for Zhorik's stash, the location around it is a bit radiation prone. So open the stash quickly. As you can see, there's a dog running around that will attack you when you get to the stash. After you get to a safe place, you need to heal yourself from the radiation you received, and you should also save yourself. As a reward, you'll get a Viper 5, which is a pretty good weapon. The next stash is located not far from Zalisya. Please note that the stash itself may have a different name, but it is definitely located in this place. All unique stashes that are tied to a character, name or location do not change their name, but regular stashes can change their name at random. There is nothing special about this stash, but it contains things that will always be useful to you. These are ammunition, food, bandages, first aid kits, and grenades. To get to the stash, you need to deactivate the anomaly with a bolt and jump inside while it recharges. Take the gifts and leave the same way. First, deactivate the anomaly with the bolt, then quickly run away from this place. Be careful, there may be attacking animals near this stash. The next stash is located on the Zalisya base. It's on one of the buildings on the roof. But there is one problem. Maybe it's a bug, but sometimes the stash doesn't appear in the attic. Maybe it depends on how you get there. First, I'll show you an easy way. On the side of the building, you need to climb on the wooden logs, and then jump from them to the roof. It's quite easy to do here. Go a little bit forward on the roof, and through the gap in it, go to the attic. The stash itself is nothing valuable. There are supplies for you, but I was personally interested in getting to it. When I used this simple method for the first time, I didn't have the stash in the attic, so I used another, more complicated way to get to the stash. You have to find a shooting dummy near the building. As strange as it sounds, you have to climb on it. First, jump on its arms, and then on its head. Now carefully jump to the corner of the roof. From here, you already know the route to the dip in the roof and the attic. It was after this action that I got this stash and was able to take everything in it. Try it. One of the options will definitely work for you. The next stash is far from the Zalisya base, and there is nothing special about it, so you should come here only if you want to collect all the caches on the location. On the map, you can see the mark where the stash is located, but to get to it, you need to go into a tunnel in another place. Pay attention to the white chalk drawing at the entrance to the tunnel. Any similar drawings or inscriptions on the walls indicate that there is a cache somewhere nearby that is worth finding. In the tunnel, I did not meet any animals or other creatures that would attack me, although I expected them. There were not even rats. I can't call this tunnel a maze either. There are not so many passages, it's hard to get lost. We take everything in the cache. Extra ammunition, grenades and first aid kits will never be superfluous. The pistol that was lying here didn't seem very attractive to me, so it will be for sale. I keep all the ammunition in my own cache, even the ones I don't use now. The next stash is also nothing special. It is located in the middle of the swamp at the back of a broken military armored vehicle. Feel free to wade through the water to the place where the stash is located. The area around is contaminated with radiation, so don't stay here for long. The stash contains some supplies and ammo. After you open the cache, you will be attacked by a rabid dog. Although I usually don't have problems with these animals, it took me a while to defeat them. After opening the stash, be sure to go to a safe area and heal yourself from radiation and damage. Maybe you need to stay alive, and only then run to other things or to the base. And we move on to finding the next cache. Next up is the Poppy Field stash. Let me remind you that you should not focus on the name. It is better to look at the location of the stash. This stash is located near the Poppy Field anomaly, but you do not need to go into the anomaly. There is a building near the anomaly, and the stash is on the second floor. In the video, I show the entrance to the building. You need to break the boards that block the entrance. There are only 2 of them, so you can easily do it. To the right of the entrance, you will see a staircase to the 2nd floor. You need to climb this ladder to the 2nd floor. There is a treasure chest a little further on. There are ammunition next to it. And in the box, you will find a TUZ-34 double-barreled shotgun. This weapon has a magazine for only 2 rounds. They take a long time to reload, but the damage from a shot is very high. To avoid going far, let's open another stash, which is located nearby. It is also located outside the Poppy Field anomaly, so you can pick it up without any problems. Here you only need to be careful with other stalkers. There are a lot of bandits in the area who can attack you. The cache is hidden behind a cliff. It's hard to call it a reliable hiding place, but it doesn't contain much treasure either. Just some food and ammunition. This time, you'll have to run to the Poppy Field anomaly. The most important thing is that you need to stock up on energy drinks. I used 5 energy drinks to get this stash. Perhaps you can use 1 or 2 less, but I didn't look for the most optimal option. I managed to do it, and it's good. Now to the task. You see a building in the middle of a poppy field. On the side there is a collapsed barn. From there you have to climb onto the roof of the building, and then jump down to the shed that is located on the side. The stash will be on this shed. You need to do everything as quickly as possible. It is worth saving to this stash before starting, so that if you fail, you can resume your attempt from a convenient place and with a full supply of energy. As a reward, you will receive a tactical pistol silencer from the stash. It's a pretty basic thing, but you shouldn't neglect it. Getting to the safe zone also happens very quickly, and with the constant use of energy. The next stash is located near Zalisya base. You should be familiar with this place if you have completed a secondary task from Warlock. He asked you to help him recover a debt from Valak Lumox. When you arrived at the location, you got into a showdown with local bandits. I didn't like the way they were talking, so I sent them all to rest in a horizontal position, and as a reward for saving Valak Lumox, I got this stash. At the top of a tall water tower, you'll find a backpack where you can find Valak Lumox's assault rifle. It's a pretty good weapon if you don't already have your own assault rifle. You can safely use it for further tasks. I think this cache will be there even if you don't complete the additional quest. The next stash is on the roof of the building. On the map, I show you where this stash is located. Please note that I am outside the fenced area. I think it will be easier for you to know where to run. When you pass the gate, you will see a building on the right. You need to run behind it and climb the ladder to the roof. Be careful, there is an electrical anomaly very close to the ladder that can harm you if you fall into it. On the roof, you see not only a backpack, but also an Aurora gas mask. I think this stash will be especially useful for you at the beginning of the game. The backpack contains a standard set of supplies and some ammo. The next stash is in an air anomaly, or rather, in a cluster of these anomalies. But they are easy to pass and you don't need any additional resources. To find the stash, look from the cliff where the anomalies do not affect the characteristic large stone, as I have in the video. When you find it, jump to the stone. Behind it is the stash. There are no special items inside, but there is a lot of ammo and food. To get out of this place, you need to use a bolt. I showed the shortest way in the video. You press against the cliff, neutralize the anomaly with the bolt, and move forward. You need to run quickly so that the anomaly you defused with the bolt doesn't appear where you are standing. You can also complete a quest here to take the stalker's body out of the anomaly. You have just learned how to move in it. The next stash is on the roof of a building. You can see the location on your screen. You need to go into the yard, climb on the car, and then jump from it to the roof of the veranda. Ahead, you will see a chimney. You need to go to it. There is a backpack near the chimney. This is the stash you're looking for. There are very few supplies and ammo inside. I don't even know why this stash is highlighted separately. There are other stashes in the game that are not marked with a marker and have a much larger supply of ammo and food. You will find the next stash while completing a storyline task where you need to infiltrate the sphere base. As you can see on the map, the stash itself is shown on the territory of the base, but to find it, you need to go into the tunnel where my character is on the map. There is an acidic anomaly all over the tunnel. It does a little damage. It's best to walk along the edge of the tunnel to take minimal damage. Also, to reduce the damage from the anomaly, use a bolt. In the stash, you will find a high-capacity AKM-74 magazine. This is an additional magazine that can be equipped on the AKM. If you use this weapon, it's a very useful thing. The next stash is very interesting. You can see the location on the map. There is a basement, or a large pit. If you just in, your character will die. The height is quite high. Of course, there is a way out of this basement somewhere, but in order not to look for it, I suggest doing the following. You need to drink some Cossack vodka. You probably have a couple of bottles. Usually, they protect you from radiation, but here vodka will reduce the damage your character will take when he falls from this height. Inside is the body of a dead stalker. He won't need his stuff anymore. You can take whatever you need. On the side in the corner is the stash you were looking for. It's a backpack with food and ammo in it. Now you need to get out of this place. You need to go through the tunnel to another room. Beware of a large number of rats that will attack you and start biting. It's not advisable to use firearms here because there are a lot of rats. Use grenades and heal yourself if necessary. The only thing left is to find a ladder and get out. Next, you'll find the elevator roof stash. The place you are looking for is not so easy to see. So let's start from the beginning. There's an elevator in front of you, and you need to run to it very quickly and climb the ladder. If you walk around and look around, then get ready for a fight with wild boars, of which there are quite a few running around. Climb the ladder to the platform. On the side of this platform, you will see a wooden box and several boards. They will help you get to the roof. Jump on them, but be careful. One wrong move and you'll fly down, and there will be a hard landing and boars. On the roof, find the stash, as shown in my video. There's a .34 double-barreled shotgun lying next to it, but you should already have one, so this one will go for sale. But you will need ammunition for the weapon. By the way, the fight with the boars below is unavoidable, unless you use the energy and run away. But the weapon you get will help you. 2 shots at the boar with the TODZ 34 and the boar is down. This stash is suspended from the wooden structures of a ruined brick building. You can see the cache from the ground, but to get it, you'll have to show off your parkour skills. So you see the buildings in front of you. On the right side is a destroyed brick wall. You need to jump on a ledge, then jump to another ledge. Then climb over a thin wooden beam and carefully walk straight to the hanging backpack. Here you will find some ammo and food supplies. The stash is interesting. You can jump down anywhere. Another cache found. We ran to look for others. The next stash is located on a well-protected base. When you approach this place, the enemy will start shooting at you. Therefore, prepare for the battle from the very beginning. In the video, I first fought a battle, cleared the area, and then show you where the stash is. Enemies are regenerating here, so you need to act quickly. If you waste time, you will spend it in an endless battle. In general, this stash is absolutely not worth going after. It has very few supplies and ammo. You will spend more on neutralizing enemies. The backpack is located on a metal structure on top. You need to climb through the building to the 2nd floor and go through the gap in the wall to these structures. Walk along the thin beams and laid boards to the area where the stash is located. As soon as I took the items from the stash, I immediately saw new enemies that appeared. To get this stash, you need to neutralize even more enemies, so if you don't have a solid supply of ammo, there's no point in going for this stash. The base is even more protected than the previous stash. In my video, you can see the entrance to the protected zone after the battle, when I neutralized all the enemies. In this location, enemies not only shoot at you at close range, but snipers also work here. If you want to get this stash, act quickly and decisively. You need to run into the building, climb the stairs to the 2nd floor, as shown in my video. Go to the roof. Here on the edge of the building, you can jump even higher. Here's the stash at last. Honestly, it's not that useful to take it after so many rounds of ammo spent on access. This is one of those stashes that turned out to be more of a disadvantage. The only advantage is the ability to get an AR-416 weapon. It is on a table in one of the rooms. As you can see in my video, Going back out will also be accompanied by a battle with the enemy. They appear very quickly. I had to use bandages, first aid kits, and generally move quickly. Many enemies had their own loot, as well as weapons that I collected to sell, but even this did not compensate for the ammo spent. So think carefully about whether you need this stash. The next stash has a little trick. You can see the location on the screen. Notice where my character is located, the green arrow on the map. Because to get the stash, you need to go from the other side. You need to run to the metal overpass. There are several of them in this location, but you can track the right one by the pipes. Another landmark is a round valve, like a steering wheel. It is only on the right overpass. You need to jump onto the railing of the overpass at this point, and from there onto the pipe. This is the only way to get to the stash. Run along the pipes in the direction of the mark. The bag with supplies is on the pipe, in the place where the pipe rises up. The area around the overpass is radioactive, so don't stay there too long, and if necessary, drink beer or vodka to heal yourself. The next stash is located on the border between the Lesser Zone and the garbage. You will get the door from the checkpoint after completing the last story quest. There are options there, depending on whose side you choose, but it doesn't change the point. You need to jump through the window in this building to another location. Be careful here. Many air anomalies are located nearby. Use the bolt to deactivate them. When you jump out of the window, there will be a staircase to the second floor on the right. There are also anomalies here. You need to deactivate them with the bolt and move quickly to avoid being affected by them when they reappear. The second floor is destroyed. Climb up the tilted concrete slab. Here you'll find a chest with food and ammo. To get out of this point, use the ladder or go back the way you came in. Just watch out for anomalies. Oddly enough, the value of the next stash is not in the treasure, but in its location. First, pay attention to where my character is located. To get to the stash, you need to enter the cave, the entrance to which is located a little further. As soon as you enter, you will see a safe. It contains the first part of the treasure. But don't rush out of the cave. You can see a red gas cylinder in the distance. If you blow it up with a shot, a passage will open further. Go to this new passage. At the exit, there will be a large room with an anomalous area. At the beginning, there will be a stalker's backpack. It contains the second part of the supplies. There are not so many of them here. The most interesting thing is the anomalous zone, where you can find an artifact. I did not get the next few stashes as markers on the map in the game. Perhaps this will happen later, or I chose the wrong positions in the story. But it doesn't matter. I show the location of the stash on the map with a green marker. Despite the fact that there is no purple marker, the stash is there and you can take all the supplies from there. There are no enemies in this abandoned warehouse. I didn't even meet any wild dogs, so you can safely go inside. There will be a stash in one of the inspection pits. Access to it is covered with boards. You need to break the boards with a knife to get to the bag with the supplies. This stash is located in a cellar. It is guarded by a small pack of bandits. It's up to you to decide when to fight them. You can run into the cellar, take everything, and then go out to fight the bandits. Or first neutralize all the enemies and then go for the supplies. There will be another room next to the bag with food and ammo, so go there as well. There you will find a bandit's jacket. I didn't use it for myself, so it went on sale very quickly. A few thousand in-game coins are all you need. The next stash is nothing special. There are no special items in it, but I saw that some people were looking for it during the game. Perhaps there is some kind of quest for it. So the location should be familiar to you if you rescued a captured stalker in this area. There is a large chimney made of bricks. It's really high, so I accelerated the climb to it. On top is the stalker's backpack, where you will find some supplies. Be careful when you go down. Time runs like a bloodsucker. This stash is located in an abandoned house where a stalker once lived. Perhaps not alone. This house is located in the woods and is not easy to find. Use my marker on the map to get there. Inside the house, you will find a completely empty chest. I was surprised here. Either this stash is filled when you activate a certain quest, or it's a really empty chest. But there are supplies scattered around the building. There are boxes of ammo, boxes of food. There's also ammo on the windowsill. There's food on the table, and at the entrance to the building there's a self-loader. It is in good working order, so you can take it for sale. The house also has a basement. It is an improvised grave. There are also some supplies here. It's up to you to take them or not. I took them at first, but then I reloaded the save and didn't take the food from the grave. Perhaps this is superstitious and not relevant to the game, but the characters in the game have told us more than once that you have to remain human even in a place like the zone. When you leave the basement, you are attacked by a pack of dogs. The best solution is to stand in front of the door so that the dogs have only one way out. That way, you can quickly shoot the whole pack and go on with your business. The last 3 stashes in my video can only be found by Ultimate Edition owners. This is a journalist's stash that helps the player throughout the game. Sometimes you can find really good things in these chests before they become available in the story. But I haven't seen anything really unique in the journalist's caches yet. Everything is still in them, easily found in the open world of the game. The first journalist stash is located right at the Zalisya base. To get it, you need to come to the building, as shown on my map, jump on an old car, then on the roof, and then on the canopy. From there, you can get to the attic, where the stash is located. Here you will get a mercenary's light suit and a pistol. The journalist's second stash is on the roof. To get it, you need to find a ladder to the top. Look carefully at where the stash is located and where my character is located on the map. I run behind the building and there is a ladder. You can use this ladder to get to the roof of the building. In general, you can meet enemies on the territory, but there won't be many of them and you can easily deal with them. There will definitely be no one on the roof, so if you are not noticed from the ground, no one will shoot at you. You can safely get to the chest. Once you get to the roof, you have to run diagonally across it. There will be another ladder that will take you down to the roof of the shed next door, and from there you will jump to the roof of the neighboring building. It sounds a little confusing, but the video shows everything clearly. The way to the stash is not difficult. In the chest, you will find an improved Viper 5. The third and last stash of the journalist is located on the roof of the building, located at the S.T.A.L.K.E.R base. This base is heavily guarded. According to the story, you will need to get here, but not through the front entrance, as we will do in this video. Here you just run to the stash and run back before you get shot. You run into the territory with a run, and before anyone notices you, move to the left. Here you climb the ladder to the roof of the building and find the chest. Inside is an AR-416 monolith. This is a regular AR-416, but with a camouflage skin. That's all for today. If you were interested and useful, please subscribe to the channel and also watch my video where I tell you how to get a super important artifact at the beginning of the game. See you soon, my friend.